I told you I was going to be back with some more reviews, and back I am. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all of your news, reviews and exclusive interviews. I really wanted to step into the booth tonight to talk about a new Netflix movie that has broken like first day records in Netflix history, is being given rave reviews left, right and centre. Fair play, fair play. People are liking it. I feel like I need to just give my 2 pence on the movie Red Notice, and we will talk about that shortly. First of all, please do all those wonderful, amazing things that I like to ask you to do at the start of every single episode, and you're probably sick of all these YouTubers saying it. Hit that like button, ding that bell, and hit that subscribe. The subscribe is the most important thing because that helps us on the algorithm, and it means we can really grow. We've been picking up a lot of subscribers, a lot of viewers. It's all awesome. It's great stuff. It's probably some of the wrestling guys coming in and everything and staying for the reviews, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, and that's what this whole thing is about. That's what Nerdly is about. We're a nerd pop culture website. We like to cover everything from movies, TV, comic books, wrestling, games, all of it from the whole spectrum. And we don't just go for the new stuff either. We also like to hit on some retro things as well, going back in the day. Please do all those wonderful things. Check out all the videos on the feed. Most of all, go to nerdly.co.uk. It is your favourite British website for pop culture. Forget Den of Geek. Do people still use Den of Geek? Or is that like, that's gone? Like, nobody uses, I don't really use Den of Geek anymore. Like, you've now got your What Cultures and your Cultaholics. Does anybody use Den of Geek? If you still use Den of Geek, check it out below, hit me in the comments, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, and I'll tell you why I don't necessarily use it. So, yes, let's get into this review of Red Notice.
And now, our feature presentation.
That's right, there really is no point messing about, and we may as well just get straight into this because I will be honest, this will not be one of the longest reviews I've ever done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to follow my regular path and my regular routine, whereas I will talk about the plot of Red Notice. Then I will talk about your cast and your characters, and then we will move into what I liked, what I didn't like, before I end it with my kind of final verdict on the movie. So we may as well just roll on. Let's just go for it. Because, yeah. So writer-director Rawson Marshall Thurber. That has got to be a made-up name. I am not believing that's his actual name. Rawson Marshall Thurber has got together himself an all-star cast of people that you know are going to sell your movie. Your script will not have to be solid because you have The Rock, you have Ryan Reynolds, and you have Gal Gadot. That is going to make you all the money in the world. Netflix is going to love you. It doesn't matter. 6 billion people are all subscribed to the service, so you can churn out any old crap. And any old crap is what they have done. That's maybe a little bit of a spoiler as to how I feel about this movie. We will get into that later. But first of all, let's just talk about the plot. The plot is your basic, generic kind of The Rock is this Interpol / CIA / FBI guy, the greatest art thief in the world, who's played by Ryan Reynolds, who is once again playing Ryan Reynolds. Don't expect anything new from this guy right now. He is not going to reinvent the wheel. Why would he? He's too busy looking after his football team, Wrexham. Big ups to that man. Well done, Wrexham. Like, it's not really a team I know anything about, but he's put a chunk of change into a little Welsh team that isn't even in the English leagues yet. It's like one below the English leagues, and he's put a chunk of change into there with Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, putting Wrexham on the map. I'm okay with that. I kind of love that. Like, I don't know what he gets from this, but I love it. It's all exposure for the country, for the team. Ryan Reynolds, I actually salute you for this one, but you're still just Ryan Reynolds in every movie you make, or Deadpool, or maybe Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool, or Deadpool's playing Ryan Reynolds. I'm not entirely sure anymore. The Rock kind of catches him at the start of the movie, and then he's like sends him to jail, but it's all because Ryan Reynolds was given up by another art thief out there in the world called the Bishop, and the Bishop is Gal Gadot. So now you kind of have the Bishop is like outsmarted Ryan Reynolds, so Ryan Reynolds gets sent to jail, but then she also frames The Rock. So The Rock gets sent to jail, and you get this kind of The Rock, Jason Statham from Fast and Furious thing with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. We're going to replay that. They don't want to be friends, but they do want to be friends because The Rock needs him to help him break him out. Ryan Reynolds needs The Rock to make him the greatest art thief ever again. And that's kind of that story. They have to somehow become friends, do stuff and things, steal more things, and outsmart Gal Gadot. But there's always twists in these kind of movies, so there will be twists aplenty. We've seen it all before. It's the Thomas Crown affair. It's Incognito. My Christ, did I just reference Incognito? Nobody remembers that movie. It is your typical heist kind of two guys have to work together that don't like each other, and there's a third party involved. So let's talk about your cast and your characters. And what I will say, although Ryan Reynolds is essentially playing Ryan Reynolds, he does it well. He does it well. I just have this problem now, and I don't know if anybody else has it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I can't see Ryan Reynolds as anything other than Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds. Like, I can't sit down and watch one of his movies anymore and be taken away to another character. It just can't really happen anymore. Maybe that's just me. But back in the day when he made like Smoking Aces, a Joe Carnahan movie that I adored. He made that movie. I loved that movie. I thought he was very good in that movie. I liked him. And then the same thing can be said for The Rock. But I'm not saying that they're playing bad roles. They're playing very good roles. They're doing their job well. But it's a safe movie. Nobody's really outside their comfort zone. Gal Gadot as the female lead, you know she's going to smash it. She's incredible. She's great. She's a badass. She looks amazing. I am a big fan of Gal Gadot, and I will forever be a big fan of Gal Gadot. She's great in the movie. They're all great. It's just the movie doesn't really do anything for me. What I did like is, yes, there are laughs in there. I did like some of the chuckles. There were good things that kind of just make you go. The shenanigans are pretty cool. The way they escape the prison, you kind of know he's setting that up, but you don't really know. So when you get the breakout from the prison, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. But then they send like an RPG straight through a helicopter and you're out the moment all over again. I am not saying I need realistic violence or realistic fights in these movies. I like the cockamamie shenanigans that you get from your Fast and the Furious movies. I'm all good with it. This movie just didn't feel like any threat whatsoever. The action isn't terrible. The comedy is okay. Gal looks amazing, stealing every scene she's in. And essentially, that's all you really want Gal Gadot to do in your movie. I guess that's me sitting on what I did and didn't like. What I really liked, and I can't reiterate this enough, is the cameo from Daniel Bernhardt. What a guy, what an actor. I know him, you know him, we all love him. He plays the Russian thug in the prison who kicks the crap out of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I loved it. Like, Daniel Bernhardt, I salute you, you're a legend. Anywhere I can throw in a Skylines reference, I am going to do that. Daniel Bernhardt. So I guess I'll just go on to my final thoughts, because there's not really much else I can say about Red Notice. I did like the movie, I did, but it was more of a passive watch. I wasn't really overly invested. Like, you can give me the laughs and the jokes, but I just didn't get on board with the characters. When you start to get the twists, you kind of see them coming, and I'm not really all that invested in that. In the first 5-10 minutes, you've kind of taken me completely out of the movie, and I'll tell you for why. We go into Ryan Reynolds' house, and it turns out The Rock is there, and there is a bottle on the counter of aviation gin. Now, if you know your Ryan Reynolds, that is his gin. I have no problems with product placement. I have no problems with it. But when I visibly notice that on the front of the bottle is the label, and on the back of the bottle there is nothing. So I visibly noticed that from the first scene. You've set this up, and then you cut to the other side of Ryan Reynolds, and I can see the aviation gin logo. Awesome. It's an Easter egg. It's cool. I love it. I'm okay with it. Thumbs up, not problem. But then you cut the angle again so we can see The Rock, and we are behind Ryan Reynolds, and the bottle has been turned around because the label is now in front of the camera. I mean, either your continuity guy is unbelievably crap, or this is just blatant shilling of your brand, which, again, this is a Netflix movie. I'm not expecting Spielberg levels. Of course, you see The Rock in a bar, and there's The Rock's tequila, so we're just gonna shill everybody's stuff. It's genuinely a decent movie, But for me, if I'm going to give it a mark out of 5, it's only going to get a 2.5. It's very middle of the road. It doesn't do anything that I wasn't expecting it to do, which is a shame. Even when they throw the Nazi stuff in towards the end of the movie, like, you throw Nazi stuff into your movie and I'm pretty much invested. Like, I love when you connect that real world stuff to this fictional world stuff, and I love it. But even that wasn't enough to make me go, you know what, actually I might give this another half star. No, it sits on a 2.5 out of 5. I didn't think the movie was overly fantastic, but it did what Netflix wanted it to do. It's probably pulled in a bunch more subscribers. It's definitely been watched because it's got the opening weekend of like Netflix ever. So it's got all people invested in that. That's great. That's great. The movie accomplished exactly what it was supposed to, but it did nothing more than that. It just is. Red Notice, for me, you're not missing anything if you miss this movie. You're not gaining anything if you see it. It just is a movie that, for me, exists. It just exists. They definitely set it up for a sequel. I hope you're not thinking this is going to be your new franchise on Netflix. And if it is, whatever, I'll probably end up giving it a watch. It's got The Rock in it. But personally, it's a 2.5. And that's my review done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave. There is more incoming on the channel. Please do hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ding that notification bell. The notification bell will let you know whenever I am releasing an episode, whether it's a movie review, TV review, comic review, game review, interview, anything that ends in ooh. And they will all be there. The bell will let you know. And I've got loads more wrestling content coming with the guys from Impact. Please do check out those interviews. They've been awesome. Those guys are just super awesome. Eddie Edwards is just one of the nicest people I've ever spoken to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this short and get out of there because I've got more to do. And I will see you on the next video, I guess.